Welcome to Broadsword Wargaming. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Sylvaneth, and getting started. And welcome back. Yes, in this video I'm talking about Age of Sigmar. I've not really done much on this except for the first video where I spoke a little bit about getting the Loon Curse box. Since then, I've been waiting patiently for this Battletome to come out. Now, I've finally got my hands on it. I know it's a little later than others. I did actually order this a while ago now, but it's taken some time to come to me. But I've got it, and I've got the General's Handbook as well, the 2019 one. I ordered a starter box, and I've got the endless spells. Now I'm hoping really this can get me going on the game. I have had a good look through the core rules, which are all available on Games Workshop's website, and everything seems to be updated. I think the General's Handbook, the new Battletome, and the Games Workshop app are now all linked together, all at the same points, which is great. So I felt now is kind of the time really to start my journey into this. I was a long time Warhammer fantasy player with elves, empire, vampire counts. In fact, I've still got a large Empire army knocking around. They've just put out, or just announced, the new Battletome for what would be the Empire, and I thought you guys might be interested in following along on the journey as I unclip, paint, spray, do all that. I've got the new Battletome, and this is something we've all been waiting for quite a while. Games Workshop did announce this ages ago, but I think it got lost or whatever happened with delivery. A quick leaf through the book. You've got all of the fluff and everything about the war. Obviously, Papa Nurgle and the Sylvaneth have been having a bit of a fight for a while. I'm not overly familiar with all the Age of Sigmar fluff, but I have had a good look through this. And the main things I really wanted this book for, because most of the stuff actually, rules and points, you can get for free. But this book, you get a few more bits. There's a painting guide in here. Again, I'll be doing my own thing with this anyway. I'll probably show you guys, but the painting guide is really good. Was it pre-contrast paint? I think it might be actually. Yeah, I think this is pre-contrast paint. Interesting, obviously, that they hadn't announced that at the time of this, which would have been good, because I mean, actually, I'm not a big contrast paint user, or certainly not yet. I do use a lot of airbrush stuff, so I can get some really nice browns. But I mean, the models in here look great, and if you just follow these along, you do well. As of in here, you've got Forces of the Sylvaneth, you've got all your allegiance abilities, your battle traits, stuff like that. You've then got the command traits, artifacts of power, some spell laws. In this book, we have the new rules for the Awakened Wildwood. Now, this has caused a bit of controversy with the scenery placement when they brought the new stuff out, with it being not 6 inches apart. I think they've FAQ'd that since then, so now I think it's 3 inches, so it makes it a bit more playable. I might be wrong, but I think it is. Personally, I don't love the trees. I don't like the plastic feel. Check out my video on how I did my trees and you'll see what I want to do. So I'm thinking I might cut out the base size for several of them and make sure they match the Games Workshop ones, and then use my own trees instead of these, and that way I can make them sort of fit in with all my boards. So that'll be cool. You've also got all the sort of sub-factions now, the Oakenbrow, Heartwood, Gnarroot, Winterleaf, Ironbark, Dreadwood, and Harvestboon. So these are kind of sub-factions with their own different rules, depending on what kind of style of play you've got. You can either go for sort of big bashy things, there's lots of buffs to yourself, so they're really interesting to have a read through. I think they're on like Battlescribe and other apps, but in here it's quite cool. The things you don't get, I mean, there's a few battle plans in here as well, Awaken the Groves. In fact, only one battle plan, Awaken the Grove. Then you have all the warband tables. I think, again, they're all free and available, but the war scrolls are not, the battalion war scrolls anyway, are not available unless you buy this book or buy them as an add-on on the Azure app. It's cool for that. I mean, here you've got the Free Spirits one, which you have to have Spirit of Death through in 3 units of Colonel Hunters, which I love. I quite like the big beasties in my army. So I know here I've got kind of the basics, but certainly another add-on for me will be more Colonel Hunters. I think the guys with the big swords, the bows and the scythe, they just look cool, and they're hard as nails as well. But I mean, there's other ones in here for Dryads or Sprite Revenants, that kind of stuff. So that is something you'd have to pay for elsewhere. Then you've got all the unit stats, the war scrolls. So these are now the same everywhere. The same, I think, in all books, which is great. You've got the new character in here, which is the Arch Revenant. I've got that, obviously, with the Loon Curse box. That's cool. I think they were limited runs, so I don't know how many are around, but I actually bought the whole box and sold everything else off other than the miniatures. Maybe we should have kept the core rulebook now, but I mean, it's free, so. But yeah, you've got the Colonel Hunters in here, Dryads, all that kind of stuff. Then you've got the Endless Spells. I did go for that as well. They look cool, and it's another different part of the game. You've got the Glade Worm, the Spite Swarm Hive and the Vengeful Skull Root. They're good models, like a big floating tree, a big weird worm, and then just a load of like ghostly bumblebees coming out of a bumblebee hive. I know it's a really quick look through the book, but it's not really such a review, more of like me giving my opinions on what it's like. So I mean, I really like it's quite a good book for the price of it. I can't remember what it was now. Was it 25 quid or something? I've got the General's Handbook as well. Now this has just got all allegiance abilities for things, but mainly the battle plans. Cool thing I like about this actually is at the start somewhere, there is the Warhammer Age of Sigmar players code. Now this is like not a set rule for anything, but maybe it'll help people have a bit more fun with the game. Like I don't like playing against people who don't enjoy themselves or are really beardy or really, we've all played against them. People who are really rules picky. I mean, it's understandable because it's a game and you want to play the perfect game, you know, without making any mistakes. It's very hard to do, but you know, it's courteous to help your opponent with things or if they've forgotten a rule. I understand there's like an advantage to you to doing stuff and them not doing things, but I kind of feel like you're winning by someone's mistake, not by playing well. This is a really cool guide, so it has things like always be polite and respectful, tell the truth and don't cheat. I mean, these are kind of true to all of life, but the fact they put this down somewhere, which they haven't done before, I think it's quite good for the hobby. A lot of tournaments now go for, particularly the Games Workshop ones, go for the favourite player votes, stuff like that. So this is something cool. Then you've got like principles, so arrive on time, shake hands before and after a game, don't waste time, never complain about bad luck or opponent's good luck. Now that one is quite good because you always get that game and immediately, turn one, you kill something. And it's never the end of the game. They're like, oh God, it's the worst, the game's over. What's the point, and they moan. It's not fun for either of you. So, especially when you pay to go to a tournament like Throne of Skulls is what, 70 quid or something? Like, when you play against one of that, it's no good. Lots of rules fluff more than anything. And then loads of battle plans. Hey, naming your heroes, naming your characters, and then it just has lots of things for match play, pitch battles, more battle plans. So kind of a cool addition to the rules. I think having that, the core rules and the army book are what I need to get going with the game. I need to buy some more models yet, but I'm gonna get these put together, spray these, paint these, and I'll show you guys as I go along. Age of Sigmar is something I want to be doing on the channel soon, so I will. Only a brief one here into my first steps into Age of Sigmar. Any advice you guys have is great. Please comment down below what you're thinking. I mean, I might have to get the old Empire out and round base them all. I don't know how I feel about doing that yet. I mean, I've not played Warhammer Fantasy in years, but I don't know, is it nostalgia or is it just me holding on to things that I'm never gonna use? I don't know. I'm gonna focus on this game, obviously like Kill Team and Warcry when that comes out. So yeah, if you've liked this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the alarm bell for more videos to come. I've got my usual affiliate links. I mean, I do all this stuff on my own, so I've got my affiliate links to Luke's products, Amazon affiliates. Yeah, check it out. Thanks very much for watching and I'll catch you guys again soon.